So find a comfortable seat, whether that's kneeling or cross legs, wherever you want to be. Let's take the palms onto the knees. And then just take the hands forwards of the knees so you can pull your chest upright a little taller and soften the shoulders down. And maybe the eyes are lightly closed, or maybe the gaze is to the floor. Just wherever you feel, you can draw your focus inwards. Take a deeper breath so you feel and hear the breath through the body. So just take a steadying to the breath to begin. So first pranayama will be the 3, 4, and 5 counts of the breath. So we're going to inhale for 3, hold for 4, and exhale for 5. So just giving the exhalation that little bit extra length just helps us to slow down in the nervous system, to balance, to feel a little bit more grounded and focused. So let's begin with a full exhale. And we inhale for 1, 2, 3, hold the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling for 3, holding for 4, exhaling for 5, and take 2 or 3 more rounds on your own. Doesn't matter if your count is longer or shorter than the person next to you, just allowing the exhale to be the longest part. Allow each time you inhale to lift you a little bit taller through your back. And then allow the breath just to return to a natural rhythm. So even after just a few rounds, noticing the sense of energy, maybe feeling a little bit more grounded or focused. Building in that soft ujjayi sound to the breath. Building a little bit of heat into the core and connection to the diaphragm. So in your next inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears, strong ujjayi sound. Hold the breath again, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, draw the shoulder blades down, lift tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, shoulders rise. Hold the breath, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, shoulder blades down. Once more, inhale, shoulders up. Hold the breath, squeeze shoulder blades. Exhale, shoulder blades down. Good. Just extend your left leg out to the side. Keep the right heel close towards the groin. Bring your strap, if you have one on Zoom. If you don't have a strap, don't worry about it. So your strap is going to go around the shoelace bit of your right foot and lay over your left thigh. Right foot, left thigh. Yeah. Use your other leg, Bridget. Switch over. So I'm very, yeah, just so we have the same left and rights, otherwise my brain will explode. Okay, so your right hand is going to reach forward, sweep it around, and then pass that hand the strap behind you. Yeah, and your left hand is either at the side of your hip, if that's more comfortable, or reaching down the leg. If your leg can open out a little bit wider, that might also be quite a nice option too. Yeah, up to you. So take an inhale, first of all, lift tall, and then exhale, leaning over towards your left side. So either leaning into that hand or down the leg. Gently pull it into the strap so the shoulder on that right side opens back, and allow your head to drop heavily towards the left shoulder. So the hand behind you should have the back of the hand against your back. For some of you, maybe the fingertips reach around towards your thigh, and you can grab hold of your thigh or your leggings instead. If you don't have a strap, slip the back of your hand into your leggings, and you can kind of grab hold of your clothing there. The good old pant grab, I call that one. And relax into the jaw and feel that Ujjayi breath wash through the body all the way up to the side of the neck. As you're exhaling, bring that right shoulder blade closer towards the spine. So it might be a very, very subtle feeling, might not physically move, but just that little bit of engagement, a little bit more squeeze. Good. And without moving too much, just lift the weight off your left hand. So that hand can come underneath the head. So you're supporting the side of the face. And then use the hand to completely support the head back up on top again. So you keep the neck soft. Okay, bring that left hand to your right knee. Keep pulling into the strap gently. Inhale, lift tall through your spine. Exhale, draw the rib cage round, pull into the strap to spiral. So again, squeeze the right shoulder blade towards the spine. Feel the lengthening through the right collarbone. Keep your chin just in line with the center of the chest. So the neck, again, just stays comfortable and soft. There's no muscling of the neck. Feel the breath move into the back ribs, creating more space between the lowest rib and the top of the pelvis. Good. Slowly start to unravel. Let go of the strap. Give that right shoulder a little roll out if you need to. Okay, we'll take that straight to the other side. So send your right leg out and bend the left heel in. The strap comes around the shoelace bit of your left foot and lays over the top of your right thigh. So left foot, right thigh, right thigh, right thigh. Yeah, that's it. So your left hand reaches round behind, pass the strap to your hand, or grab hold of your leggings behind. So the right back of hand, sorry, left back of hand to your lower back. Good. Inhale, lengthen tall. Exhale, leaning over towards your right side. So either the hand in line with the hip or reaching down the leg to the calf. Okay. If you have the inside of the leg, press the back of that hand and the leg together. So it's going to help the sternum just roll a little bit more open towards the ceiling. Good. Allow the head to drop heavily towards the right shoulder and keep gently pulling into the strap or your clothing. So the left collarbone feels lengthened, left shoulder blade squeezing in towards the spine. Try and lift the head of the shoulder a little bit further back if you can. Breathing fully through that left side of torso. Take another full breath. Again, keep the head completely heavy. Your right palm comes underneath the side of the face. You keep this neckline really soft on that side, pressing the head back up center. And then bring the right hand to your left knee. We continue round to the twist. So inhale, lengthen tall through your spine. Exhale, draw the shoulders round, the rib cage round. Let the left shoulder blade squeeze in towards the spine. So try and activate the bit of flesh between the shoulder blade and the spine. Breathe into the back of your ribs if you can feel that. So you're again finding a little bit more space between the lowest rib and the top ridge of the pelvis. So take out any feeling of back bending that's trying to cheat you round a little bit deeper into that rotation. Good. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, unravel very gently and take the shoulder into a little bit of movement if you need to wriggle it out. Good. Unravel the strap to one side. And then take yourself down onto your back. If you have a block, grab hold of a block, and we'll just switch onto the core a little bit. Take the block in between the inner thighs to begin with. Feet lifted off the floor, but staying just lower than the knees. Activate through the toes and take the hands to the back of the head. We'll just take a few slow curl ups, so really long breaths. You may be holding the breath at the end of either side of it. Okay, so it doesn't matter which way the block is, just somewhere to engage inner thighs into it. So tuck the tailbone so your sacrum at the lower back is pressing into the floor. Start with the head on the ground, but point the elbows in towards your temples. You're almost hugging the sides of the head with the forearms. We're going to fully support the weight of the head. Activate through the toes. So the arch of your foot is active. That's going to link through to the fascial connection on the inner thigh, which links through to the pelvic floor and lower abdominals. Take a full breath into your belly. Now hold the in breath, tuck the tailbone and squeeze the block. Then exhale, lift the elbows, head and shoulders up towards the ceiling and pull the lower belly towards the floor. Keep the knees over the hip bones. Inhale, take the head back to the ground. Hold the in-breath, squeeze the block, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, lifting head and shoulders up, lift the elbows, lift the armpits, pull lower belly down. Head to the floor, inhale. Hold the in-breath, squeeze the block, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, lifting elbows, head and armpits up to the ceiling, pull lower belly down. Inhale, head to the floor. One more, hold the in-breath, tuck the tailbone and squeeze the block, then exhale, lifting, lift elbows, lift armpits, pull lower belly down, support the weight of the head completely. Inhale, take the head to the floor. Now release the hands from the back of the head. We're going to come into frog or straddle legs. So turn the block lengthways and place it on the pubic bone. We're going to take the legs, we'll keep them bent as we're still kind of warming up. I'll show you around first. So we start with the hands around the back of the head. Your first exhale will lift the head and shoulders up. You support the head with one hand, so keep reaching up through the supporting arm. So one hand presses the block into pubic bone, opening the leg out. So it's a little bit like when you take and it's just a resistance point for the pelvis. So on your exhale, you pull lower abdominals down and push the pubic bone up into the block and the block into the pubic bone. You're also pressing the pelvis down and forwards away as you stay long in this, so there's a little bit more resistance into the lower abdominal space. Okay, and then we bring everything back in to start again, and we just switch the support of the hands and the legs. So again, we'll take 4 full rounds. So starting with a block against pubic bone and feet off the floor. Active toes, point the elbows to the ceiling and tuck the tailbone. Take a full breath in. Exhale, just lift the head and shoulders up off the floor as you did in the last set. Support the weight of the head with your left hand, so right palm comes to the block. Inhale. Exhale, open the knees out to the sides and curl pubic bone up into the block. Stay where you are, take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl pubic bone to block, press block into pubic bone, lift up through the left elbow, lift up through the left armpit and pull lower belly down. Inhale, bring everything back to the start. Exhale, lift just the head and shoulders up off the floor, pull lower belly down. Support the head with your right hand. Left palm comes to the block, take a deep breath in. Exhale, open knees out to the side, stay active in the toes. Stay where you are, inhale. Exhale, curl pubic bone up into the block, press the block into pubic bone, lift up through the right elbow, up through the right armpit and pull lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the start, head to the floor. Exhale, just curl the head and shoulders up, fully support the head with your left hand. Right hand comes to the block, take an inhale. Exhale, open the knees out to straddle. Stay where you are, breathing in. Exhale, push block into pubic bone up into the block. Lift the left elbow, lift the left armpit, pull lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center, head to the floor. Exhale, just curl the head and shoulders up. Support the head with your right hand. Left hand comes to the block. Inhale where you are. Exhale, open the knees, pull lower abs down. Keep the knees forwards, slightly in line with the hips. Inhale. Exhale, press block into pubic bone. Pubic bone curls up into the blocks. You're tucking the tailbone. Lift the right elbow, lift the right armpit, pull lower belly down. Inhale, come back to the center. Let's do one more either side. Inhale with head on the floor, and exhale, just curl the head and shoulders up. Support the head with your left hand, so right hand comes to the block. Inhale where you are. Exhale, open the knees, maybe straightening the legs now. Pull lower belly down. Inhale. Exhale, push the block into the pubic bone. Pubic bone curls up into the block. Lift the left elbow, left armpit, and pull lower belly down. Inhale, bring everything back to the center, head to the floor. Exhale, just curl the head and shoulders up. Support the head with your right hand. Left hand comes to the block. Pause for an inhale. Exhale, open the knees, either keeping them bent or straight straddle legs. Keep the legs forward in line with the hips. Inhale where you are. Exhale, curl pubic bone up into the block. Press block into the pubic bone. Lift the right elbow, lift the right armpit, and pull lower belly down. Inhale, bring everything back to the center. Feet come to the floor. Good job. Take the block to one side. Give the knees a gentle rock one side to the other. We'll just take a few rounds in bridge pose. So feet staying hips distance apart, heels in line with the sit bones. Take a really full breath into your belly. And as you exhale, roll the hips up towards the ceiling. Keep the knees reaching forwards. Notice if they want to open out to the side. So keep a little bit of that inner thigh engagement. Breathe really intentionally into your rib cage. On the exhales, hug the ribs into the body, tuck the tailbone, glutes fired up. So dig into the heels of the feet. Keep the balls of the feet on the floor, but just lift the toes up, spread them open a little wider, and then replace them back into the ground. Again, dig into the heels so the crown of the head slides back behind you a little bit more. So lengthen yourself out. On your next inhale, lift the hands to the ceiling, and exhale, take them all the way back behind you. So back of the hands to the floor, fingernails to the ground. They can be as wide as feels comfortable. Inhale. As you exhale, keep reaching back through the hands, but roll the spine slowly to the floor. Bring your pelvis closer to your heels as you lengthen down. Really tuck the tailbone so tailbone is last to touch the mat. Good, nice. Bring the knees into your chest once you're grounded. Take a gentle rock side to side. Good. From here, take a rock and roll or roll to one side. Bring yourself up to seated and over to an all fours position. Okay, we'll take a few cat and cow to move through the spine. So inhale, come into a back bend. Oh, feels quite nice to stretch the abs. And then exhale, rounding the spine up to the ceiling. Push really strong through the arms. Inhale, come into back bend. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Push the floor away. Inhale, come into back bend. Exhale, rounding through your spine. Now pause in this rounding. Notice if your abdominals feel braced and pushing outwards. Can you stay in the same posture of your spine, but pull the belly button up towards the spine? Now take a really deep breath into the back of the ribs. Come back to a more neutral feeling of your spine, so nice and straight and long and lengthened. So take the right hand forward, so the thumb is facing up to the ceiling, elbow next to your ear, or maybe a little bit lower. So your bicep, your guns are facing up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. As you exhale, try and keep the elbow at the same height as it is, but you bend at the elbow so the palm is going to come around to the back of the head or the back of the neck or the shoulder, wherever it gets to. Good. Inhale, straighten the arm back out again. And exhale, bring the arm, sweep it back down the mat like you're brushing the floor to the ceiling as your palm pushes up behind you. Good. Inhale, reach the hand back forwards again, thumb facing the ceiling. Exhale, bend at the elbow, so palm comes to the back of the neck or the head or the shoulder. Inhale, reach the fingertips forwards. Exhale, brush the fingertips along the side of the mat and up towards the ceiling. 2 more rounds. Keep pressing strong through your supporting arm. Inhale, reach forwards. Exhale, bend at the elbow. Keep elbow pointing forwards. Inhale to re-straighten. Exhale, brush the hand along the mat. Press palm towards the ceiling. Last one, inhale, reaching forwards. Exhale, bend at the elbow, palm reaches back, elbow reaches forwards. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, brush the hand down the side and up towards the ceiling. Good. Re-lengthen it back forwards again as you inhale and place the hand down to the mat as you exhale. Changing sides. Just take the weight onto your right arm, keep pushing strong through the right shoulder. Left hand reaches out in front of you. Pause to start with and make sure the arm feels rotated in the socket as much as feels comfortable. So bicep facing the ceiling. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, keep the elbow at this height. Bend at the elbow so palm comes to the back of the neck or the shoulder. Good. Inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, hand reaches down the side of the body and pushes palm up to the ceiling. That's it. Inhale again, reaching forwards. Exhale, bend at the elbow, palm reaches back. Inhale to re-lengthen. Exhale, brush the hand along, press palm up to the ceiling. 2 more rounds. Stay strong in the supporting arm. Inhaling forwards. Exhale, bend at the elbow, pull abdominals up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, brush the hand along and press palm to the ceiling. Last one, inhale forwards. Exhale, bend at the elbow. Inhale forwards. Exhale, brush the palm back and up. To finish, inhale, reach forwards. And take the palm down to the floor. Good, nice. Bring the forearms to the ground to save the wrists. Give the shoulders a bit of a sway side to side or a couple of cat and cow again on the forearms. Easing it out. Keep the forearms as parallel as the shoulders feel comfortable to be. So wrists stay out in line with the shoulders, but palms staying flat and open. Push into the elbows so shoulder blades broaden out. So create as much space between the shoulder blades and the spine. Inhale to feel the breath move into the upper back. Tuck the toes. Exhale, lift the knees away from the floor. Lift the hips up to dolphin. Push the chest through the arms towards the legs. And then use the forearms to push the floor away from you. So you feel that outer side of the shoulders, outer armpits lengthen through that muscle. Relax the neck, Kevin. Good. Breathe wide into your ribs. Exhale, squeeze a rib cage in, belly in, lift the hips further up. One more. Inhale wide into the ribs. Exhale, squeeze a rib cage in, belly in, lift up through the hips. Inhale where you are. Exhale, bring the knees down to the floor. Sit back onto the heels into a kneeling position, either sat on the heels or higher kneeling if that's more comfortable for your knees. All good. You'll take the arms out to your sides. Now as you inhale, lift the left hand up to the ceiling, right hand down. Exhale, folding the hands into your back. Don't worry about wriggling them into it anywhere. Inhale, we're going to reopen. Switching sides on the exhale. Good, so just roll with the breath for a few rounds. Inhale to open. Exhale to switch. Great, good. Inhale to open. Exhaling to switch. One more either way. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. Cool. Inhale to open. Take the hands back out in front of you. Drop the forearms halfway down towards the floor. Pull the elbows in towards each other, round through the upper back. Pausing in this sort of turbo puppy pose. Round the spine, up towards the ceiling. Hug the ribs in. Again, notice the abdominals if they are bracing outwards. Try and pull the belly up. And make your waist as tiny as possible. Drop the elbows a centimeter closer towards the floor, and then bring your shoulders a centimeter closer towards your wrists. Now you feel it. Tuck the toes underneath, take a deep breath in. Without moving your upper body, lift the knees away from the floor and the hips up to the ceiling. Keep pushing forwards through the upper spine, through the thoracic. So you're going away from the feeling of back bend. So push the spine more to the ceiling, or if you can, pull the ribs in. Yes, perfect. Now drop the elbows a little bit closer to the floor and then relax the neck and make sure you're breathing. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Hold it, Julie. I can see you. Straighten the elbows up. Lift the hips. Nice. Full downward dog. Paddle through the feet a couple of times. Roll the body forward towards a plank position. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring the knees to the floor. Gaze forwards, bring the chest to the ground, squeeze the elbows in. Roll the shoulder blades together and down your back first, then use the shoulder blades to lift the chest. You're working more from the back, less from the hands. Can the hands float off the floor? Keep squeezing shoulder blades. Keep the hands hovering, but tuck the tailbone, so you use the glutes a little bit more as well. Yes, take another breath in. Soften everything to the floor as you exhale. Press up to all fours, breathing in. Fall back to child's pose as you exhale. Come forwards to all fours, breathing in. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale where you are. As you exhale, bend the elbows halfway down towards the floor and pull the elbows towards each other, turbo dog. Round the spine, so you move away from the feeling of back bend. Relax into the neck, take a deep inhale. Sigh through the mouth as you exhale. Straighten up through the arms again, full downward dog, inhale. Sigh through the mouth, exhale. Roll forwards to plank position, breathing in. Exhale, knees to the floor, chest to the ground, elbows squeezing in. Roll the shoulder blades together and down the back to lift the chest, pausing, light through the hands. Squeeze the glutes on to tuck the tailbones and lengthen out of the lower back, lift abdominals. Inhale where you are. Exhale, soften everything back to the floor. Press up to all fours as you breathe in. Come to child's pose, exhale. Forwards to all fours, breathing in. Tuck the toes, downward dog or turbo dog. Nice. Lift the right leg up away from the floor, inhale. Exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, shoulders forwards towards the fingertips. Curl nose towards the knee. Inhale, stretch the toes back up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring a knee back underneath towards your nose, nose towards the knee, shoulders forwards. One more, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, knee towards the nose, nose towards the knee. Pause, flex the foot, and then step it down between the hands. Good, lift it if we need to, perfect. Now take the back heel to the floor. So you're going to open round into warrior two. Left hand coming to your back leg, right arm reaching over to reverse the warrior. So a little bit like the side lean that we did at the start, opening of the practice. Let the head then release down. Take your right arm to wrap around the lower back as though that strap was there. The back of the hand, just find your back wherever it reaches to. You can grab clothing if you want something to pull into. Otherwise, just press the back of the hand into the back so the elbow and shoulder pull back so the chest is open, collarbone long. Now sink deeper into your right thigh, so that's reaching away from the body. Create more space between your right thigh and your right rib. Good. The front toes, your right toes, curl them up away from the floor. Inhale, spread them open, and exhale, relay the toes back to the floor. Gently roll the chin towards your chest without rolling your balance and bring the spine back up straight again. Allow the arms just to dangle in front of the legs. Stay deep into the legs, into the front heel. Inhale, lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Hold the breath. Draw the top of the shoulder blades together and exhale, roll the top of the shoulder blades down. Inhale, lift shoulders up to your ears. Hold the breath, draw the top and the middle of the shoulder blades together, even if you're just imagining it. Exhale, slide that space down. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Hold the breath, draw the top, the middle, and the base of the shoulder blades together. So pull the elbows back. Exhale, slide all of that space down. Good. Lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Inhale, and drop the palm down to the back of the neck. Right hand wrapping around behind. Again, don't worry if they don't meet, just press the hands into your back wherever they come to. Lift tall through the spine, stay strong into that right leg. I know it's probably feeling a little bit spicy now. Good, hug the ribs in, drop the tailbone down a little bit more, Nicola, tuck tailbone slightly for you, yeah. Deep breath in. Now reach the left elbow forwards, you're coming halfway to a fold. Keep the elbow where it was. Send your bum back behind you and elbow reaching forwards. So like a side humble warrior, reach towards the windows, Kevin, rather than the top of the mat. Stay to the side of the mat. Good. Press deeply into the heels, lift back up straight again. Unravel the arms, back out to warrior two. Inhale, exhale, spiral the hands to the floor, step it back in plank position. Inhale. Exhale, half or full chaturanga, but come all the way down to the floor. Roll shoulder blades together, lift the chest just to cobra, and come back to the ground as you exhale. Press up to all fours as you breathe in. Bring the forearms to the floor. Come to Dolphin Pose, exhale. Reach up through the sit bones, taking 3 deep breaths in your own pace, 3 or 4. Keep pushing the ground away, relaxing into the neck. Spread the palms, spread the ribs. Really nice. Press up onto your palms to come to full downward dog. Great. Lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the knee underneath towards your nose, nose towards the knee, shoulders forwards. Inhale, reach the toes up. Exhale, bring the knee under towards your nose, nose towards the knee. Inhale, reaching up. Last one, exhale, knee underneath, pause, flex the foot, step or lift the foot through. Perfect. Heel to the ground at the back, open round to warrior two. Spiraling the arms open. Dig into the heel of the front foot so your left glutes are on. Right hand down to the right leg, left hand reaches over, reverse the warrior to begin with. Keep digging into the heel of the front foot, so lift up the toes, maybe keep them lifted just for a breath. Spread them open and then relay them if it's more comfortable. Keep thinking left sit bone curling under, so take out the feeling of back bend from that lower spine. You're using your left arm to lift up and over to create more space between your femur and the rib cage. So keep pulling forward through the hamstring and then lift up. Nice. Good. Inhale, bring yourself up through warrior two. And then wrapping, we wrapped the top arm, didn't we? Not the other one. Come back into your reverse of the warrior. That's it. And your left hand wraps behind the other hand. So the upper hand wraps behind your back, yeah. Other arm, Kevin, switching arms. So the left hand comes around behind. So the head drops over to your right shoulder. Head nice and heavy. Let yourself lean into that back leg. Stay deep into that left thigh. And gently bring yourself back up straight. Let the chin come through towards your chest. Lift the right, keep the arms dangling first. We'll do another shoulder engagement first. This time, bring the arms out to the sides and we'll take the shoulder rolls, so kite hawk arms. So as you inhale, rotate the arms in the sockets, chest lifts open towards the ceiling. As you exhale, roll the shoulders and chest comes underneath. I'll do one over here. Inhale, open the shoulders, open the chest to the ceiling. Exhale, lift the shoulder blades up and over, curl the ribs in. Keep it going. Inhale as you open. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, open. Exhale, rounding. Really nice. Come back to a neutral spine, neutral arms. Right arm lifts up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, drops that one down the back of the neck and the left hand wrapping behind. Again, don't worry where they come to or don't come to. Just press the hands into the back, wherever that might be. Spread the palm open if they don't interlace. Hug the lower ribs in. Curl tailbone to point towards the floor rather than the wall behind you. Stay deep and strong into that left thigh. Keep digging into the heel of the foot. Now inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, lean forward so tailbone reaches back. You stay facing the long edge of the mat. Good. Pause halfway, that's all. Hold into it. Nice and soon, that's great. Keep reaching tailbone back. Imagine you are slightly back bending into it. Come up a little bit higher to me. Reach elbow forwards. Yeah. Stay where you are for an inhale. Exhale, press strong through the legs to lift you back up again and unravel the arms out to the sides. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms round and down to the floor. Step it back into plank position. Inhaling. Exhale, forwards and down, chaturanga, all the way down to the floor. And roll shoulder blades back, come just to cobra. And come back to the floor as you exhale. Press up to all fours, breathing in. Elbows to the floor, come through to dolphin pose, exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. 2 more breaths, inhaling. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhale, press into the palms to lift the elbows away from the floor. Yeah, nice. Good. Straight arms. Inhale, lift the right leg away from the floor. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Again, come round into warrior 2, spiral the arms open. So bring your right palm to the inside of your right knee. So palm to the inside of it. You may want to block, actually on this one, near your left foot, but the floor is maybe in reach too. Okay, it doesn't matter either way. Sorry, I should have set you up with that. Good. So in your own time, gently bring yourself down. So left hand is to the floor or your block, and the right palm is pressing the right knee forwards and back. Yes, nice. Allow the head to soften in. If we can, the right arm is straight, so you're using one long piece to press through the heel of the hands. So you're working the skeletal part of the body, really. So you're pressing bone through to bone. Yeah, good. Again, a very subtle adjustment. Think right sit bone curling underneath. Good. So you're creating more space between right ribs and right pelvis. Stay deep into that right heel. Again, lighten through the right toes. Curl the toes up. Keep them active on this one. The breath keep washing through. It's really nice. One more long inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the floor on the inside of your front foot to come to lizard pose. So lift up the back heel. You're facing the top of the mat. Back knee can be on or off the floor as you prefer. I don't mind if you stay on the palms or if you prefer to drop onto the forearms, come lower into it if you want to. Or head behind the ankle if you want to go there. Good. I find lizard pose, I prefer it different each day that I come into it. Some days it feels nicer just to be upright. Some days it feels nice to come deeper. So just go with what feels good. Coming into lounge lunge from here. So allow your front toes to open out, back knee to the floor. Send your left hand forwards just to ease into the wrist and hold on to your front shin with the other hand. So you're turning in towards the front leg. Again, stay straight if you can through this left arm, and you can sink into that shoulder. So you're opening the distance between your left armpit and your left little toe. Reach out through the distance between them. So you're hugging the arm on the outside of the leg. Yeah, that's it. So you can pull it in towards you like you're hugging it in. Allow your forehead to round in towards the kneecap. Okay, keep reaching back through those back toes. See if you can straighten through the back leg. And pull the left side of your rib cage towards the left wrist a little more. Again, a very subtle adjustment. You're just pulling forward so there's more stretch through the rib cage. Take a really full breath into it. Slowly unravel, bring the hands to the floor, step it back into your plank position. Come through the vinyasa, all the way to the floor, just using cobra, just to stay out of too much background. Pressing up to all fours as you breathe in, forearms to the floor, come to dolphin pose as you exhale. Relax into the neck, take a couple of really deep breaths. Looking really strong, guys, great. On your next exhale, press into the palms, lift the elbows up away from the floor. Yes, left leg lifts up, inhale. Exhale, step through to between the hands. We're coming into warrior two with the block maybe set for your right hand, so block near your right foot. Left palm to the inside of your left knee. So just meeting the inner thigh muscle. And the right hand down to the floor or block. That's it. So use the heel of your left hand to push the knee or the thigh open and back. That's it. And then right hand resting onto the block. That's it, or floor. Again, try and straighten through the arms. So you're using one long bone from shoulder to wrist. If you imagine it's one piece rather than a bend. And see, depending on your opening of the hips and arm length, etc., if there needs to be a bend, then of course allow that to come in. Good. So you're almost leaning into yourself. Let yourself lean into your left thigh. Curl up through the left toes so the foot is more active and you're digging into the heel rather than gripping into toes. A lot of the body is switched on here, but just notice where you can let go. Let go of anything you don't really need. The jaw, the neck, the holding of the breath. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, gently release the hand from the leg and come around to lizard pose. So walk the hands round, lift up the back heel. Back knee can be on or off the floor, so on the inside of the leg. And same applies, any variation really. So you're either upright or onto the forearms, or lower or deeper, anywhere you want to go. Nice, Julie, see if you can take your back knee a little bit further away as you just go longer back leg, yeah. Good. If the back knee is lifted, let it come down to the floor. We come to lunge. So the right hand is going to stay down, but slightly forwards. So we can straighten the arm and stay easy in the wrist. The left arm hugs the left knee in towards your chest and allow the body to kind of rotate in towards it. So you sink down through the right side of the rib cage. Let yourself sink into the right shoulder, right arm. Good. So lengthening the distance this time between your right armpit and your right little toes. Good. Let the outer side of the hip sink towards the floor, so twist a little bit more round into it. Yeah, nice. Let yourself lounge. Yeah, so pull the knee towards your chest. Yeah, and then forehead coming in towards the knee. It's okay if it feels awkward as hell, this pose, for a little while. Once you get it, it feels delicious. Now slowly unravel, bring both hands to the floor, step it back into plank position. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down to the floor. Just a cobra, inhale. And come back to the floor as you exhale. Press up to all fours, breathing in. Forearms to the floor, come to Dolphin Pose, exhaling. Couple of deep breaths, pushing the floor away. On your next exhale, press onto the palms, lift the elbows up. Full downward dog. Lift the right leg, inhale. Exhale, step through to between the hands. Come into warrior two, opening the arms. Good. Now lift the left arm up to the ceiling and drop that down the back of the neck. Right hand wrapping behind. Maybe the fingers link, maybe they don't. All good. Good. Sink deeper in towards your front thigh. Lift up through the top elbow. Take a really full breath. Good. Claudia, switch the arms now. So your left arm is on top. That's it. So then you're going to release just your right arm to the thigh. So lean forearm into the thigh. Like you did with your hand, use the forearm to roll the quad back, the knee back, and then sink further deeper in towards the front heel. Now, either you stay here or your right hand can come down to the floor, or maybe a block on the inside of the front foot. You stay where you are if that feels good for today. Good. Now keep lifting that left elbow towards the front of the room. So as long as you can stretch between your left elbow and your back foot. From here, if you want to wrap it into a bind, then release the left arm to wrap around the lower back. That's it, and tuck the right arm under the thigh to meet it. Good, nice. Bring the gaze to the floor at the top of the mat. Step your back foot to the top of the mat. If you don't have the bind, keep one hand on the floor, the left hand behind, and step up. If you have the bind, keep the bind and step up. Okay. If you have the bind, lift the bound leg off the floor. If you don't have it, bring your right palm to your right shin and come to standing. Scoop it up with you. So you're picking it up. Good. If you know where you're going with Bird of Paradise, then lengthen the leg a little bit longer. Good, Tony, keep holding that, that's great, it's still strong. So if you're going for the lengthening of the leg, pull up the supporting leg first, and then push leg into arm, arm into leg to reach out. Good, nice. Slowly, you're coming back the way you came, like nothing happened from warrior two. Step it back, keep the bind if you have it. So your leg is stepped back. Really nice, well done. Little wriggles, good. Unravel, hands to the floor, either side of your front foot, step it straight back into your downward dog. Swing the hips from side to side, just have a little wriggle out, well done. Lift the left leg, inhale. Exhale, stepping through. Warrior two, inhale. Good, so right arm lifts up to start with and wrap it around behind into the Gomukhasana arms. Start with the right arm on top, yeah, and then we switch. Tailbone down, ribs in. Dig into the heel of the front foot, curl up through the toes. Good. So keep the right arm where it is, bring the left forearm to the left thigh. So reach forwards through that top elbow. It's got a really nice long line through that right side of the torso. Press the pelvis forwards, chest back slightly, so you just feel that little bit more open space. Now, either you stay here for another 100 breaths, or you wrap the top arm around the other way, around the lower back, and the left arm can come down to the floor or into the bind if you prefer, or onto a block, yeah. Now, if you're staying here with the hand down, press the knee and the arm together. Yes, Julie, good. Now pull the chest back a little bit from there. Nice, Lisa, that's great. Keep, Lisa, push your shoulder into your knee a little bit more so the thigh stays pushing back. And then slightly tuck the tailbone under so you stay out of back bend. Towards the Bird of Paradise, if you're coming with me, you step the back foot to the top of the mats. Good. If you have the bind, you lift the bound leg. If you don't have the bind, you use your left hand just to scoop the front of the shin up as you come to standing. Good. Either you stay where you are, make sure you keep pushing your arm into the leg so that you don't pull the shoulder out. Yeah. Good. If you're lengthening, pull up the supporting side first. Keep pushing the arm into the leg, keep the shoulder strong, and then lengthen. Really beautiful. Really nice control, all of you. Lots of different variations, which I love to see. Slowly bring it back to the floor. Take your time. Well done. You step your right leg back behind you, back into warrior two legs. Good. Unravel, hands to the floor. That's gone squiffy. And take it back into your downward facing dog. Sway the hips side to side. Take a really deep breath. And bring the knees to the ground. Sit back into a kneeling position, either on the heels or on the shins. Roll the shoulders down your back. Grab hold of your block and you pick it up either off your legs or off the floor between the forearms. So palms are facing each other and pick it up, elbows out in line. Good. Push the block forward so you create space between your shoulder blades and your spine, but keep the chest pulling in. So it's not a leaning forwards, it's just a very small movement of pushing the block forwards. Now push your arms into the block, as strong as you can. Lift the elbows up, soften the neck. So shoulders down, elbows lift. Good. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze into the block, push just the elbows forwards. It'll be very, very subtle. Nice. Last inhale, and use your next exhale to bring the block back down to the legs. Good. Roll the shoulders down your back. Option, I've done a lot on the forearms, to take Dolphin Pose, if this feels just enough. Option to come to the wall. Didn't do as much on the wall as I was going to, but you take, just so you see here, if you imagine the wall is here, you take dolphin against the wall. So you can have a bend into the knees or legs straight, and you're pushing the forearms against the wall. It's a really good way to feel into that side serratus muscle. You could take dolphin upside down. So you bring your, from leg distance, so measure your leg distance away from the wall, and that's where your forearms are going to be. So you replace your feet with your forearms. You step the feet no higher than your bum. You can see your toes. Legs can be bent or pushing forwards, your legs straighten. Maybe onto the tippiest point of the tip toes you can tip to. If this feels kind of freaky to go upside down, either you freak yourself out and do it anyway, or we do the dolphin against the wall with forearms. If you want to come into Pincha straight away, if you're kind of confident with your inversions, elbows again underneath the shoulders. I don't mind in Pincha if your forearms come to, if your hands come towards each other, or even interlocking, as long as your elbows stay under the shoulders. So it's not the elbows going wider, they stay there, they can come inwards. Does that make sense? So that comes in. And tapping without jumping into it as well. Reaching one foot up and you're pushing up, so you lift. A block under the supporting foot can help you find a little bit of tilt, just to lift it and go for the balance. The wall is just there for your confidence. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Okay. Any variation you choose. Whew, make sure you breathe. Come on, sit down. Head rush. So it can be dolphin, forearms on the wall, legs up the wall, full inversion, one of each, none of anything, Shavasana, whatever you want to do. If you want spotting or any assistance, just holler. Assume you are muted, but if you have questions, obviously just ask, unmute yourself if you need.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and the legs against the wall.
Against the wall. So put your foot against the wall.
So consistent.
From standing. Your leg stays the same length. So bring that one in a little bit closer, so that one's directly under your hips. That's it. So your forearm is going to be where your foot is. And yeah. You've taken them further forwards than your foot was. Everybody does. So bring your elbows back a little bit. Yeah, it feels scarier than you think. No, really the other way than you think. That's it. Feet up a little bit higher. Yeah, it's so your if your hands come further forwards, which everyone wants to go this way, but you're in more of a plank position, which is kind of more downward dog feeling, which us yogis are not used to being over the shoulders. We're used to being in downward dog kind of shape. So, nice. It's hard, it's heavy, isn't it? Yeah. Which is all that shoulder open, the Gomukhasana arms is getting those shoulders really open to help you take the weight through them. Yeah, totally. And even if you go up, you come down, go up, you come down, it's still going into it. Does anyone else want spotting or assistance with it? I'm leaving you now, okay, just so you know I'm not next to you. Zooms, how you doing? You show me one. Good girl. Leah can't see, but I'm sure you are ninjaing away nicely. Come closer to the wall, Nicola, with your elbows. Yeah. Really nice, Claudia, good. Nice, Bridget. Beautiful. Tony's variation of going up the wall the other way. This looks brilliant. Super. Any questions? Are we done? Knackered? Yeah. Yeah, I love practicing headstand, but I don't like teaching it unless it's kind of more one-to-one. Just everyone's neck alignment is slightly different into the skull, and you just have to be so careful with it. If I do teach headstand, I teach the Shavasana, the interlace. So similar thing of, and really, I don't really want to take people into headstand until they can do Pincha. So I know that they're working from their back rather than their head. So yes, it's a really good training. Once you've got Pincha, then you can keep, like I've only got really in headstand like 10% of weight on my head when it's in the right place, because you're working from all of that same principle. It's all that turbo dog comes into every inversion that you do. It's all the same serratus muscle training that you can feel. If you bring your thumb into your armpit, that's it, and the elbow out in front, like we have with the block here. That's it. Maybe it's nice and sweaty in there right now. Now reach the elbow forwards and then pull the shoulder blade down. You can feel that sort of broadening. If you can see, actually, I've got a handy top. You're going to see that muscle that wraps the shoulder blade in when you engage it through there and into the lats. So it's that strength that keeps your back engaged rather than your neck engaged. Yeah, so it's pulling it all down into your back. Okay, come on to your backs when you're ready. Just come to lie down. Rock the knees gently side to side. Just really loosen out through lower back. As your knees sway to one side, turn the head in the opposite direction. Just a nice gentle spiral. So feet on the floor, just windscreen wipering side to side. Let's bring yourself into any other posture that you feel you need to do to release, to neutralize, and then find your way to Shavasana. You have blocks under the thighs if that feels good in the back. You can be seated if you prefer today. Oh. When you feel settled, take a really full inhale and a really deep exhale. Inhale for 3. Hold for 4. Exhaling for 5. Inhale for 3. Holding for 4. Exhaling for 5. 2 more rounds on your own. Allow the breath to return to a really light, natural rhythm. Easy through the breath. Allow the breath to feel silent, smooth. Allow the focus point to rest at the center of the forehead towards your third eye space. One of the beautiful benefits of inversions is allowing fresh blood to come to the brain. So we recirculate, get this flush of oxygen. A little bit more clarity. Maybe you can just sense into the energy that's around the crown of the head or the third eye space. It's okay if it's nothing profound or you're not really sure. Just having that curiosity is enough just to check in, to notice, to become more conscious. Allow your focus then to come to the heart space, so it drops back into your body. Breathing into that space. Maybe you feel a sense of warmth, space, or energy around the shoulders. Allow your focus to roll through the arms to the fingers and start to bring some gentle movement to the hands. Same to the feet. And then gently, one leg at a time, bend the knees so your feet find the ground, knees point to the ceiling. Let your spine reset if it needs to. Take a really deep inhale there. And a full exhale. Gently roll yourself over to one side, and in any way that feels easy and comfortable to, bring yourself up to seated. Either again, keeping the eyes softly closed or gaze low to the floor. Take a full breath in, wide into the rib cage. And as you exhale, lift taller through the crown of the head. Bring the hands together at the heart center and take another full inhale wide into the ribs. Exhale, lift taller through the crown of the head. Bowing your head to your hands, give yourself thanks for committing some time for you today. And thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. Well done, guys. Awesome work. Thank you. Sorry about your shoulders. Thank you, well done.
Bye, Pip.
Hi, thanks girls. Let me know if you want the recording. I'll send it over. Bye.